Performance anxiety is surprisingly common, and most often you'll hear it mentioned in the context of work, where it can also be called stage fright. But it's equally common in intimate settings. So today I'm going to focus on why performance anxiety occurs in relationships in the context of intimacy. Yes, today I'm talking about performance in the bedroom. My name is Shelley, and I'm a specialist relationship coach, working with couples and individuals all over the world, helping them to create lives and relationships that they find fulfilling, nourishing, and vibrant. So today I'm going to talk you through some of the causes of performance anxiety and to give you some helpful tools for combating the destructive effects it can have for you in your life. Like all good practitioners and coaches in the field of mental and physical health, when someone comes to me and tells me that they're struggling with this kind of thing, I always start by addressing some of the basic good health. Let's get those quickly cleared out of the way so we can start to look at some of the less obvious causes. Your physical health affects your performance. Whenever you're struggling, it's a good, quick pit stop kind of check-in. One of the first questions to ask yourself when you're having an off moment, an off day, or even an off month is, am I tired? Am I thirsty? Am I hungry? Have I eaten healthily today? Have I had too much alcohol? All of these things relate to our basic human physiological needs. If any of these needs haven't been properly met, we're naturally going to be off kilter. We're not going to be performing at our best in any capacity. So before we can perform in any shape or form, it's not just important, it's essential to make sure that our basic health needs, nutritional needs, are met. So before you start exploring anything else that relates to your performance, ask yourself those simple questions. You may find that there are natural answers or easy answers in there that you need to address, and some of those, directly, for example, by having an early night. And if these needs aren't being met on a consistent basis, you can perhaps have a think about what you could do to get into better basic self-care habits. Secondly, let's address this concept of performance. The idea of performance is a bit problematic in relationships. It's a term we use as shorthand, really, to mean a form of high-quality intimacy. But if you have a think about it, performance is in many ways the opposite of genuine intimacy. Genuine intimacy means the ability to let your guard down, to show your innermost self to another individual. It's not the act of showing off in the sense of being up on a stage. It's a form of connecting with another, and in the process making yourself more vulnerable, allowing the other person to see your full and real self, with that metaphorical mask off. Ask yourself, why am I so focused on performing rather than connecting? If you feel that you have to perform, you might want to ask yourself, what does this mean about the connection I have with the other person? Am I afraid of them really seeing me? Why do I feel the need to impress rather than to connect with them? Often these questions can stem from conflict in a relationship. It may be that you felt criticized or that there are unresolved resentments hanging in the air. Perhaps you're not feeling appreciated. It's really important to get clarity on anything that you feel that is amiss in your relationship. If your performance anxiety is coming from a place of feeling inadequate in any way, then you might want to spend some time looking into the sources of the sense of unworthiness. I'll be posting more videos on that in the near future, so make sure you subscribe to my channel if you'd like to get notifications when new videos go live. Performance implies pressure. So when we use the term performance, it often implies a form of pressure or a form of judgment. That makes sense at work or, for example, on the sports field when we're competing to deliver certain results, or when someone will be judging us for the quality of what we deliver. If you feel under pressure in an intimate setting, however, it's worth considering where this pressure is coming from. And if you feel that the pressure is coming from your partner, then perhaps you need to do some work on your own boundaries and to ask yourself if you're really looking out for your own feelings and needs, or if you're succumbing to the boundary breaking practice of sacrificing that in order to appease someone else. Pressure sometimes comes from culture. Over the years, I've found that an increasing high number of people are affected by what they see as the norm. They're affected by what they read in magazines, what they see in films, and there's certain things that they feel that they should be doing and certain ways that they should be behaving. The wide availability of pornography on the internet has meant that many more people watch it than days ever before in the past. So most of the pornography we're seeing is performed by actors. It's completely fake, exaggerated, and it's a stylized version of sexual intimacy without any genuine intimacy of any kind. It's a form of theatre that is totally unrepresentative of reality. So if you're comparing yourself to these fictional representations of intimacy, you're bound to have some challenges with strange judgments of yourself. So my number one advice for performance anxiety is to refocus away from the concept of performance altogether. I recommend that you focus on connection instead of the notion of putting on an act. And if that means connecting with yourself first, it's a great start. Tuning into your own needs with the physiological ones first, followed by your feelings and emotions. And make sure that you're feeling fully on top of those first. Then you can start to tune into the needs of your partner. True connection means honoring your needs first. From there, you can allow yourself to be fully present to connect to your partner. I talk a lot about connection. It's one of our most important human needs, and for me on a personal level, one of my own highest core values. Throughout all of my videos, you'll find a series of tools and tips that help you connect with yourself and with others. I love sharing my tools and tips and guidance with you and supporting you on your journey to thriving relationships. So please subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button so we can travel this path together.